Welcome to my channel English Stories. Today is my topic, History of Shah Alam II. Shah Alam II was one of the most significant Mughal emperors in the later stages of the empire, known for his long and tumultuous reigns. He ruled the Mughal Empire twice, first from 1712 to 1748, and then again from 1759 to 1788, after a series of personal and political setbacks. His reign spans a period of great turmoil in Indian history, marked by external invasions, internal rebellions, and the rise of regional powers that weakened Mughal authority. Early life and background, birth and family. Shah Alam II was born as Ali Gohar on June 25, 1728, to Jahanara Begum, the daughter of Emperor Aurangzeb and Shah Jahan's extended family. He was the grandson of Aurangzeb and the son of Emperor Bahadur Shah. Shah Alam grew up in the Mughal court, where he was trained in diplomacy, military strategy, and governance. He was well versed in the arts of ruling, though his path to the throne was anything but straightforward. Early struggles and ascension to the throne, 1712 to 1719. The War of Succession. After the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, the Mughal Empire went through a period of succession crises, and Shah Alam's father, Bahadur Shah Bahadur, ascended to the throne. However, his reign was short, and after Bahadur Shah Wan's death in 1712, Shah Alam's path to the throne was obstructed by other claimants and rival factions within the empire. Shah Alam was only 2 years old when his father died, and the empire was dominated by factionalism and power struggles between various nobles, including the Sayyid brothers and other influential court figures. During this time, his uncle, Rafi-ud-Dawla, briefly ruled as a puppet emperor in 1712 before his sudden death, and the empire was left in political turmoil. Shah Alam's ascension. After the death of Rafi-ud-Dawla, Shah Alam II's cousin, Jahandar Shah, succeeded as the Mughal emperor. However, Jahandar Shah's reign was weak, and he was easily controlled by the Sayyid brothers. Shah Alam himself, though still a minor, eventually ascended the throne in 1712, following the Sayyid brothers' domination of the imperial court. His reign in the early years of his rule was largely a formality, and the Sayyid brothers held real power behind the throne. His early reign saw increasing instability in the empire, with regional powers beginning to assert greater autonomy. The decline of Mughal power, 1719 to 1748. 1. Military challenges and political weakness. Mughal decline. Shah Alam's reign was marked by declining central authority. His empire, once a vast and powerful entity, had begun to fragment under the weight of regional revolts, Maratha expansion, and invasions by foreign powers. Maratha raids continued to weaken Mughal territory, particularly in central India. The Mughal military had been severely weakened under Aurangzeb, and Shah Alam was unable to effectively counter the growing Maratha power, which continued to challenge Mughal control over large parts of India. Internal rebellions and regional powers. The Rajputs, Sikhs and Marathas continued to challenge Mughal rule, and the Nizam of Hyderabad and Bengal became increasingly autonomous. These provinces began to exercise independence, further undermining the authority of the Mughal emperor in Delhi. Nadir Shah's invasion, 1739. A devastating blow to Mughal authority came in 1739 when Nadir Shah, the Persian ruler, invaded India. Nadir Shah defeated the Mughal forces at the Battle of Karnal and subsequently sacked Delhi, taking immense wealth from the Mughal treasury, including the Peacock Throne and the Koh-i-Noor diamond. This invasion left the Mughal Empire in disarray, with Shah Alam losing much of his prestige and territorial control. Nadir Shah's invasion revealed the vulnerability of the Mughal Empire and marked a significant shift in regional power dynamics. 2. Ahmad Shah Durrani's invasion, 1748. In 1748, Ahmad Shah Durrani, also known as Ahmed Shah Abdali, invaded northern India, further destabilizing the empire. The Mughal court in Delhi had no effective response, and Shah Alam's authority continued to weaken. By the end of this period, much of Mughal India was already under the influence of Maratha forces and various regional rulers. Shah Alam's abdication, faced with internal turmoil, foreign invasions, and a lack of political power, Shah Alam was forced to abdicate in 1748. The throne was briefly usurped by Rafi-ud-Dawla, but the real power in the empire was with the Sayyid brothers, who continued to hold significant control. Shah Alam's abdication was a sign of the collapse of central Mughal authority, and the Mughal Empire was increasingly divided and powerless in the face of growing regional autonomy and external threats. Return to power and the later years, 1759 to 1788. 1. Restoration by the Marathas. Restoration of Shah Alam. 2. 1759. In 1759, after a period of turmoil and further invasions by Ahmad Shah Durrani, the Mughal emperor was restored to the throne by the Marathas. Shah Alam, at this point, was no longer a powerful ruler, but a puppet under Maratha control. The Marathas helped him regain control of Delhi, but demanded a high degree of autonomy in the regions they controlled. Maratha influence. During this period, the Marathas became the real power behind the Mughal throne, and Shah Alam was essentially a figurehead. The Maratha Confederacy was dominant, and its leaders, including Mahaji Shinde, played a crucial role in the empire's politics. British East India Company. As the Marathas rose to power, the British East India Company also increased its influence in India. By the 1760s, the company had defeated the Marathas at the Battle of Plassey, 1757, and gained significant control over Bengal, a key region for the Mughal Empire's economy. In the later years of Shah Alam's reign, the British began to exert greater influence in Delhi and other parts of northern India. The decline of Mughal power, 1788. The Mughal Empire. In decline. Shah Alam's final years were marked by a continued loss of power. He had little control over the empire's vast territories, which were increasingly dominated by regional powers including the Marathas, Sikhs, and British East India Company. End of Shah Alam II's reign. Shah Alam II ruled as a puppet emperor under Maratha, and later British influence until 1788, when he was essentially sidelined. The British East India Company had already established its dominance in India and took control of much of the Mughal Empire's remaining territory. Legacy. Shah Alam II's reign is seen as the final chapter in the Mughal Empire's decline. His inability to assert authority or preserve the empire's territorial integrity led to the eventual collapse of the Mughal state, which was fully overshadowed by British imperialism in the 19th century. Key events and achievements. 1. Invasions of Nadir Shah, 1739, and Ahmad Shah Durrani, 1748. These invasions crippled the Mughal Empire, leading to the loss of wealth, territory, and prestige. 2. The Maratha influence. Shah Alam II was largely a puppet emperor under the Maratha Confederacy after his restoration in 1759. 3. British East India Company. The British increasingly controlled key regions of India, including Bengal, and played a pivotal role in the decline of Mughal power during Shah Alam's reign. 4th. Loss of central authority. Throughout his reign, Shah Alam II struggled to maintain the empire's central authority in the face of regional powers and foreign invasions. 5. The last Mughal emperor. By the end of his reign, the Mughal Empire had effectively ended as a significant political entity, leaving behind a legacy of decline which paved the way for British dominance in India. Conclusion. Shah Alam II's reign symbolizes the decline and disintegration of the Mughal Empire. Though he made attempts to restore the empire's former glory, his rule was marked by foreign invasions, internal strife, and the increasing dominance of regional powers like the Marathas and the British East India Company. By the time of his death in 1788, the Mughal Empire was no more than a ceremonial institution, with British rule steadily becoming the dominant political force in India.